When Russia attacked Ukraine, people assumed Ukraine would fall in days. One reason the country hasn't is that volunteers from around the world rushed in to help, often at great risk to themselves. Who are these volunteers and what do they do? My executive producer, Maxim Lott, went to find out.
This is Ukraine. Most of it is still free thanks to a heroic defense. But there have been enormous challenges. Often there was no food, no fuel, no medicine. What were people going to do?
Fortunately, volunteers from all over the world sprang into action.
They just went and asked people what they needed.
It was learning by doing.
Didrik Gunnestad is a 27-year-old Norwegian ambulance driver. He went to Ukraine when the war started, first delivering supplies, then getting sick people out of dangerous areas.
He's had an operation, so he's stable, but he's critical.
Ukraine's government just didn't have enough ambulances and paramedics to do the job.
Most of the things that happens here is being done by volunteers, not government officials.
How do the volunteers coordinate?
Do you meet them at aid stations, online?
Just random meetings. We meet a new guy from America. He's a doctor. He came here to help. He doesn't know anyone here, and we take him in and say, you can come with us, work with us. They get the people out of Ukraine. Yeah, it works.
The people who put themselves at great danger are those who go right up to the front line.
Tom Palmer is an American volunteer with another group, the think tank Atlas Network. Using Zoom calls and social media, he raised more than $1 million in aid and drove some of it in from Poland himself.
16 hours of driving is really a long time and not even safe, but I had to do it.
This Ukrainian volunteer helped him figure out what was most needed.
And we started getting stuff, buying things that were needed. It was just astonishing to see this network emerge. It wasn't centrally directed. I know this person who knows someone else, and her sister works for a company that can get that for us. And it solved a lot of these micro problems that big hierarchies can't see.
Hierarchies like the Red Cross.
What is kind of the loss to doing everything through big organizations?
There's a lot of loss. It's not like someone is skimming off the top. It's just the cost of being a big organization.
Governments are even more bureaucratic. The Polish government wants to help Ukraine, but when Didrik and I went to a depot for donated goods, Polish bureaucracy stopped him.
Now, administration of city have new system for this.
Yeah, then we don't have time to wait.
Yeah.
Didrik left empty-handed.
It's more difficult now. I don't know why. It was the Polish government who decided that. So now you have to write a letter to the Polish government with a list of what you need. And then they can maybe give you if they're nice.
Another way government makes things harder is by creating mile-long lines at the border. People bringing in supplies and Ukrainians going back to safer parts of Ukraine first have to have their documents inspected by border guards. Usually, ambulances like Didrik's are allowed to skip the line.
We have the documents and everything to skip it, and we are supposed to skip it. But sometimes there's a guard who doesn't like it. And we have had patients almost dying because of guards like that.
This is the border checkpoint. Fortunately, there was no trouble with these guards. On the Ukrainian side of the border, I was surprised to see another line, even longer. Miles of trucks trying to get to Poland.
I feel so sorry for the drivers of the trucks here. This is not only days, it could be a week.
Many of these trucks were going to pick up needed supplies, but they're slowed by the government's bureaucracy.
They were only allowing 400 Ukrainian trucks per day. I feel like that's just nothing. That was absurd. Why couldn't they bring in more, if you need to inspect them, get more inspectors?
Registration number.
Just bring in more people from the civil service and say, okay, usually you're doing this, but for the next month you're doing this instead.
You have maybe 7 checkpoints, and only 2 of them are open, so they could at least open all 7.
As Didrik and his crew go further inside Ukraine, they face additional risks.
They're still fighting near there, and there is a high risk of bombing. So we are on the alert. We are going really close to the front lines, but ambulances are still a target for the Russians.
Just weeks ago, Didrik's ambulance was hit with bullets.
Surprise?
Yeah, shit.
Fortunately, none of his crew was hit.
Do you have a death wish, or why do you do this?
We do it because we see that what we're doing helps.
Individual volunteers on their own can't do everything. They don't supply the military, they don't supply fuel, but they are saving lives.
One thing Didrik's team does is pick up patients at overburdened hospitals and take them to less busy facilities. He also delivers supplies.
St. Nicholas Hospital, everyone forgot about them. So they got all the supplies from us, or people or small organizations like us.
He bring us some medicines, some equipment, which we need so much.
They got nothing from the government and nothing from the Red Cross. We have a chance to help the places that's forgotten.
Others help by donating to this GoFundMe page, allowing Didrik to keep doing his courageous work.
I always have been the person who runs into dangerous situations. So maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. I think this work is so meaningful that I'm willing to die for it.